Welcome all to the Dr. Beasley's Clean Room, everybody. I am the Director of Success, Chris Racana, and today I'm here to talk about our westward adventure out to Boise, Idaho. You see, we took the future of detailing to the Rad Company, and you're going to want to stick around, folks, because we really did have a great time when we ran across the street to the Jalopy Jungle Pick-Apart. Anyway, before we get into that, I want to ask you for a favor. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and while you're smashing, might as well tickle that notification bell. That way you can be notified every time we drop a new video on the Dr. Beasley's YouTube page. So just to give you a little background, last month we hosted the Future of Detailing Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic out at the Rad Company at their independent training facility, and we did learn a few things, including that Rad Company independent training facility is truly a first-class facility. I mean, it's a mix. Is it a detail studio? Is it a content production studio? It's kind of a hybrid of both, and it was really quite a bit of fun. We also learned how advantageous it can be when you're trying to teach paint correction, having a pick-apart right across the street. So that was a ton of fun. And the other thing we learned, how to properly pronounce Boise. Because I walked in, being a Chicago native that now lives in Wisconsin, I was putting my Z's all over it. Boise, Boise, Boise. And it was Levi and the crew who were able to kind of gently inform me it is Boise, B-O-Y-S-E-E, Boise. So let's look at FOD-APC by the numbers. First of all, this was held May 4th and 5th of 2023. We had 10 students and close to a 1-to-1 ratio of students to trainers. Actually, if memory serves, I think we actually had more trainers than students there. And some of those ultra talented trainers that we had available for students included Rod Kraft from Griot's Garage. We had IDA Hall of Famer Bob Eichelberg from LC Power Tools. We also had pad guru Scott Voelz from Lake Country Manufacturing. And let's not forget, IDA President Bob Myers was in attendance as well. And of course, you know I was there. We were very proud to keep that ratio of student to trainers so tight, so that way our students that were attending were able to get full value out of their time with us at the Future of Detailing. And of course, folks, it all starts with the reception dinner, just like every Future of Detailing clinic. You see, we like to get together ahead of the start of the clinic. We can have some social time, have some drinks, break a little bread, and we can all get to know each other. So that way, when we do get into the clinic the next morning, we get straight to work. I do want to thank Levi so much for his suggestion, though. We did have a fantastic time at Western Proper. What a great restaurant, and we really did have a lot of fun there. From there, it's all about 2 days of positivity, community, and authenticity, beginning with a brief overview of best practices and flaw identification. So this way, we were able to ask our students, what are you here to work on? What process or what flaw do you really want to take your skill set to the next level? Is it heavy oxidation? Is it water spotting? Is it GM black? Is it Honda red? What was it they were looking for? This way, we can actually teach them what they want to know, not what we think they want to know. We were able to take that information and then go right across the street to the Jalopy Jungle Pick-Apart, where students were actually able to go and pick parts that showed those flaws or had those characteristics. Whether it was GM black or water spots, we were able to find those various parts and then bring them back to the Rad Company for the clinic. We got our GM black from a Saturn CUV. Jared got his Honda red. Then we had Isuzu green with water spots, a poor quality respray in black on a Mercedes-Benz hood, and another factory painted black hood with all sorts of issues from a Jeep Cherokee. I must say the most interesting part of going over to the Jalopy Jungle was our return trip with our newly purchased hoods in hand, having to frogger over the highway. So a lot of fun, very memorable. I do not suggest trying that at home. Then as soon as we got back to the Rad Company's independent training facility, we got straight to work prepping our hoods, which included a prep wash and then a clay. And then Rod Kraft led our sanding section. He did a fantastic presentation on best practices, tools, and techniques. Then we jumped in and got hands-on with our freshly procured hoods, using both hand sanding as well as machine sanding techniques, students had the opportunity to push beyond their comfort zone under the watchful eye of our trainers. After sanding, our students were now tasked to bring these hoods back to gloss. At FOD APC, we teach effective and efficient techniques using the latest tools, pads, and chemical technology. We let the process guide us to the ideal tool, pad, and chemical combination that will help us reach our goal. So after sanding and multiple step corrections, we got into the efficient one-step section of our clinic that included Anthony Fisher's presentation on a 20-minute one-step. So this way we were all in the right frame of mind when we got into Detailer Olympics. We divided the class into 3 teams with the goal to prep wash, clay, perform a one-step enhancement, and then protect with a spray coating or sealant. The goal here is to tap into the detailer's competitive spirit to teach them an efficient one-step process. Detailers often get caught in the weeds, chasing perfection in paint even when the customer didn't pay for it. Just like a great chef, a detailer must have the ability to self-edit. Just because you can, guys, doesn't mean you should. And after all, folks, that is the whole point of the Detailer Olympics, is to teach you guys to get through these enhancements efficiently and deliver what the customer paid for. But in the end, it was a great time had by all, and the winning team was able to enjoy some Dr. Beasley swag. Upon our return to the TRC Independent Training Center on the morning of day 2, we found 5 vehicles, all in varying conditions. Some needed a little bit more love, some 2-step action, others just needed a quick enhancement and maybe a spray sealant. But what we were able to do is we went around as a class. We did visual inspections as well as used our paint thickness meter to determine exactly what was the deal with that vehicle. Where are the flaws? What were the flaws? And then what was the process we were going to use to address those issues? And then finally, after we determined on all 5 of those cars what the flaws were, what the processes were, we asked for volunteers. So this way we were able to assign 2 students to each of the 5 cars to complete what would be their final exam. They had to prep wash, they had to clay, they had to paint correct, and then they had to protect the vehicle according to the process we had determined as a group. And then that's exactly what the students did. I must give students all the credit, and also, you know what, let's credit the trainers too, because everyone passed their final exam with flying colors, and no one could be prouder than yours truly. You know, folks, when you attend a Future of Detailing clinic, we always like to boast about immediate ROI. Yes, you are gaining incredible amounts of knowledge when it comes to the paint correction field. Yes, you are networking with not only your peers, but industry leaders. But let's not forget, folks, when you do attend a Future Detailing clinic, we also send you home with those tangible goods that you can turn into a service to get your return on investment. So, students that did attend the Future of Detailing Advanced Paint Correction Clinic in Boise received from Dr. Beasley's a Nano Resin Pro Kit, as well as a full suite of nano surface primers. From Lake Country, they received 3-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch orange HDO pads, blue HDO pads, and forest gray pads, all with custom Future of Detailing backing. From Griot's Garage, they received a synthetic clay as well as a detailing apron, and then the Rag Company was super generous with a variety pack of microfibers, towels, and wash mitts for the entire group. I had such an absolute incredible time out in Boise. I actually nicknamed this clinic Paint Correction Camp because that was the kind of vibe it had. Everyone was having such an incredible time, and really it was all we're benefiting, trainers and students alike. I think everyone grew by attending the FOD APC in Boise this past May. Thank you all for watching this wrap up of our Future of Detailing Advanced Paint Correction Clinic that we hosted with the Rag Company out in Boise, Idaho in May of 2023. I do want to remind you that we have another advanced paint correction clinic coming up in September. This one's going to be in Wisconsin, up north at Oconomowoc, which is the home of Lake Country Manufacturing. Tickets are on sale now, and you can find a link for that below. Other than that, thank you so much, everyone. I do want to ask you, though, for one last favor. Please, please, please help me educate America. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell people that didn't even ask you. If you're out there driving in the left lane and you're not passing anyone, please be so kind as to move over to the right. And that is because it is left lane for passing, middle lane for cruising, and the right lane for entering and exiting the expressway. Thanks so much, everyone. Drive safely.